You know how they say that love can blind you? Well, mine locked me in from the outside and took the key. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, right? But this was my reality. A relationship that started with sweet words and flowers ended with me banging on locked doors, begging to be let out. If you've ever ignored the red flags hoping they'd turn green, well, then my story is your wake-up call. It all started pretty normally. I met Adam at a friend's party, and he was charming from the start. You know, the kind of guy who makes you feel like you are the only person in the room. He listened when I spoke. He laughed at my jokes. He even remembered the smallest things I told him, like how I always slept with the fan on, or how I hated olives. He was sweet and caring, but maybe a bit too much sometimes. In the beginning, I thought it was love. I thought being cared for meant constant texting, constant updates, and constant check-ins. Adam's love seemed safe, but it was anything but that. It came with rules I couldn't see, and by the time I did, I was already stuck. The first real red flag showed up a few weeks in, but I ignored it. He got upset when I went out with my friends without telling him. Not just upset, but extremely angry. He said things like, "You're supposed to be my girlfriend. Why are you acting like you're still single?" And then came the silent treatment. Hours of being ignored unless I apologized for something that wasn't even wrong in the first place. Still, I stayed each time. Because after the silence came the apologies, the flowers, the tears. He would hold my face, look me dead in the eyes, and promise to do better. And every single time, I believed him. Because I wanted it to be love. I needed it to be love. Then things got worse. He started controlling what I wore. He didn't like when I posted selfies. If a guy liked my picture, I'd get questioned for hours. I told myself it was jealousy, maybe even passion. But it wasn't. It was control. But I stayed quiet because I hoped things would get better. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared me for the day he locked me inside his house. It happened on a Sunday. We were supposed to go out for lunch, but I had gotten into an argument with him that morning because I wanted to visit my mom. He didn't like that. He never liked when I made plans without him. So he grabbed his keys and left the house without saying much. I thought he just needed some space. But when I tried to leave a few minutes later, the door wouldn't open. At first, I thought it was stuck. I pulled harder. Still nothing. That's when I noticed he had locked it. From the outside, all the windows were sealed. I didn't have a key. I couldn't find my phone anywhere. I was trapped. At first, I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because my brain didn't know how else to react. Then the panic hit. I started shouting, crying, looking for anything I could use to get out. But it was no use. He had locked every single exit, and he didn't come back for 5 hours. When Adam finally walked in, completely calm and holding a cup of coffee like everything was normal, I snapped. I asked him what the hell he was thinking. And you know what he said? "You needed to calm down. I didn't want you running off, like I was some kid, like I didn't get to choose where I went, like my freedom was his to give or take whenever he felt like it." That was the moment something broke inside me, not because I was shocked. Deep down, I had known what he was all along, but because I finally admitted it to myself. This wasn't love. This wasn't passion. This wasn't a difficult relationship. It was abuse. When he locked me inside the house again and left, I knew I had to get out. I managed to squeeze through the back window in the laundry room. I cut my arm climbing out, but I didn't stop. I ran to the neighbor's house and begged to use their phone. I never went back. Of course, he tried to win me back. With texts, with emails. He even sent a handwritten letter saying he only did it because he loved me too much, that he was just trying to protect me. But no amount of flowers, sorry messages, or tears could ever undo what he did. And the worst part? I'm not alone. There are thousands of women and men trapped in relationships that look perfect on the outside but feel like a prison on the inside. So if you're watching this and any part of my story sounds familiar, I want you to hear this loud and clear. Love does not look like fear. It does not lock you in. It does not silence your voice, isolate you from your loved ones, or treat you like property. Love gives you freedom. It makes you feel safe. It's hard to walk away, I know, but remember that staying can be even harder.